Hey everybody, Debbie here from Easy Piano Styles, and today's lesson is on something that I explain probably every single day, every single day in my private teaching, and that is all the different types of sevenths there are. Well, we're going to go through, we'll do this on D. We're going to go through major sevenths, D major 7, D regular 7, D minor 7, D diminished 7, and D half diminished 7. So let's see, that was 5 different forms, 5 different sevenths that you're going to see. And I wouldn't have included the half diminished, except for that lately it feels like every time I'm playing a chart there's a half diminished chord in there. So that's worth going over. So first of all, we're going to start with the regular generic D7. That's called a dominant 7th chord. So that is D7 is just a letter and a 7 after it. We start with the triad. The 7th is going to be a whole step below the root, okay? Doesn't matter where you put it there, put it here, doesn't matter. Just that it's in the chord, okay? So in a D7 that would be D, F sharp, A, and C. Then we have what's called a D major 7th, and the way you'll see that written down is D and then maj 7. The maj is referring to major, but it's not referring to the triad on the bottom. It's referring to the type of 7th that's on the top, which means practically that you are actually playing the 7th, which is a half a step above the dominant 7th. So it's in fact only a half step below the root now. So here's a D7. And here's a D major 7. Very different sound, a little more dissonant. Okay, then we've got D minor 7, which is probably, the D7 and D minor 7 are probably the most common that you'll see. So we have the minor triad on the bottom, D, F, and A. The 7th that goes on top is the same 7th that we used on the regular D7. So it's a whole step below the root, okay? That's D7. Now we get into D diminished. The best way, I know a lot of people do diminished chords by, oh, I'll start with the triad and then I'll move the 3rd down and then I'll move the 5th down. If it's the 7th, then I'll look at the 7th and I'll move that down. No, 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 no. Best way to do it, start with the D, 3 half steps, boom, 3 half steps, boom, 3 half steps, boom. Another thing people always say is, well, I'd have to count them. Well, after you play them enough times, you kind of can eyeball where what's called a minor 3rd would be. You know? You can kind of tell that this, you can kind of look at the spatial relationship there and you can grab that. So that's a D7. And finally, we've got a D half diminished 7. A half diminished 7 would be, how would you know it's half diminished? There's 2 ways. In writing, it would be notated as a circle, which means diminished, with a line through it, and that's half diminished. Half diminished means you've got the diminished chord on the bottom, the triad on the bottom. Half diminished means the top interval is not a little minor 3rd, 3 half steps. It's actually the regular 7th, the whole step below the root. Okay, so we get this sound. Really common, actually. Another way that's written in music is they'll say D, 7, and then flat 5. So what's D7? D minor 7 flat 5, sorry. So D minor 7 flat 5 is basically the same as a D half diminished. Let me review that again. So diminished chord is 3 intervals of minor 3rds, or 3 half steps apart between each one of these notes. That is a D fully diminished, a D diminished 7th chord. Would have a little circle and a 7, or it might say dim 7. Then the half diminished, the only difference between a diminished and a half diminished is this top note. The half diminished, this is up here, half step higher. Okay? And that would be written either two ways, D with a circle and a line through it, that means half diminished 7, or it would be written D minor 7 with a flatted 5th. This is the 5th of the chord and that's flatted. Okay? So let's just do that on another chord to make sure you understand these differences. Let's do it on an, we'll do it on an F chord. Okay, so here's an F7, F, A, C, E flat, which is the whole step of F. So there's F7. Here's F minor 7. Here's F major 7. We've got the major triad on the bottom, this with the 7th. Now that is a half a step below the root. Diminished 7. And half diminished 7, which means we bring this up. Okay. What I would do is pick a note in the piano and try playing these 5 forms of sevenths of that. All the different sevenths that you can. Okay? And that's it. I've been doing a lot of Skype teaching lately. So much fun. I was going to have a Halloween contest, but I couldn't get the form written properly on my website, so I can't send that out. But still doing lots of Skype lessons, so if you'd like to meet me, if you would like to get a little touch up in your playing, I'd be happy to help you with that. And it's uber fun. I don't know why, I just love doing Skype. Okay, talk to you soon. Have a great Halloween. And I was going to say don't eat too much candy, but then I'd be a hypocrite because I know I will, even though I try not to. So we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.